Hey guys, I don't know if I said it or not. I got kind of sidetracked, but now I think about it, I can't remember. With UofL Health, I was been there since like about 6 or 7 years or so. Um, but I was willing to be reasonable, give them one last chance to try to get this situation fixed. And ironically, it wasn't it wasn't until I mentioned that I don't need like a 15-minute appointment. I need like an hour. So the whole entire time I've been going there, these 6 or 7 years, I think it's like 7 years actually. Uh, there's only one technician or nurse, or whatever, that was like, "Yeah, we have hour-long appointments," and then I was just like, "Okay, that's a slap in the face. I don't know why nobody told me that before." Another example, like they're basically bordering like on like gross negligence or malpractice, almost like malware. I'm looking at my computers. My anxiety the entire time I've been there has been unchecked for 7 years, which is fucking retarded. I don't have no chill in me all no more. I just don't give a fuck what I'm saying or how I'm saying it. If you don't like what I'm saying, I just don't care. It's me personally on how I feel on the inside. It's just coming out, so it is what it is. But if I didn't say retarded, if I said stupid, if I said people, no matter what the fuck you do, no matter what you say, somebody's gonna hate you or dislike you or unfollow you, not like you, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Just do you and stay closer to the Lord. That's all you need to know. Just keep it straight like that. But anyway, the situation that they just consistently made ironically, it made my anxiety worse for not giving me anything for the anxiety. And I've taken buspirone, uh, it's hard to remember all these off the top of my head. Duloxetine, buspirone, hydroxyzine, um, Saffris, and a bunch of others I can't think of, but a lot. And every time I go in, I say that there's nothing for my anxiety, and they just completely shove it to the wayside. And you know what their answer is? Well, let's increase the buspirone. Let's increase the hydroxyzine. Let's increase the Saffris. By the way, Saffris is like a $2,000 medicine. It took me like 2 months to get it approved with Medicaid. That don't work. Not saying that just because it costs a lot, it should work, but um, anxiety alone can and like be the most worst thing somebody can have. Because for most people, when you have a bad thing happen, even if it's a little thing, it ratchets it up the anxiety, and then so the bad thing that you were already dealing with or bad things doesn't even matter the severity of it. Doesn't matter like if you were raped or almost murdered or if someone stole your candy bar. Well, if you needed the candy bar and you were hungry and now you don't have a candy bar and you're hungry, you're going to be more full of anxiety because you spent the last money you had, the last little change you had on you anyway, because you don't have the change that you normally leave in your car because you had to use that for something else. And so now you can't eat the rest of the day, and your boss is an asshole, and the candy bar will help you feel better, like a little boost, mood booster, and you got like something to eat till you get home, right? So it doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter what the level with mental health. It doesn't matter what the severity of anything is. All the severity does is just make it harder to deal with and hurt more, and harder to forget. But the fact remains, whether it's a candy bar or murder or whatever, uh, mental pain is mental pain, no matter what level it is, and it all should be treated as the same because it all is the same, because it's all something that's affecting you adversely, and that's what Ironically, you doctors and stuff can go to school for 10 years or whatever and be so smart academically, but so stupid in the streets. and it's probably because you ain't been in the streets. You know, that's like a civilian trying to tell a soldier how to handle a tank or a firearm or maneuver a airplane or a submarine. Like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're completely ignorant. You're completely like going by shit that you see on TV or whatever the fuck. And so the disconnect is very real, and that's why people get worse or don't make it is because you know a piece of paper can tell you the symptoms of somebody that's been raped, but a piece of paper can't help you make you feel what it feels like to be raped. You understand? And I've been everything, right? And so you know, I don't know, man. One suicide a year is too much, and I have a servant's heart, and people that leave comments or people I see in public, I feel your pain. I can sense your pain. I pray for you. I pray for. That's why I say God is good. God is great. God bless us all. And keep us safe. I do that prayer for everybody, but there are times where I'll pray specifically. Like there's been a lot of dead people I've been seeing that have died recently. So rest in peace to those people. Lord be with them. But I pray for those people. I'll do a quick prayer in my head, or I'll do like a prayer right then uh, for them and their family and stuff. And I really mean that. Whether a prayer is a minute or it's 100 hours, uh, the sentiment's the same. Uh, but the ones that need the prayer the most is the ones that don't believe, because the ramifications of that is irreversible, and um, there's nothing new under the sun, as a tale as old as time. So, but I kind of got the two off track. But I think again, uh, I just wanted to say that the worst thing you can say to somebody that's in a really bad spot, and they're in mental health treatment, whether they're in there for a minute or a month or a year or a decade or 100 years, is to say, "Oh, I feel like I just feel like you're giving up. I feel like you're not giving it enough time." Like, bitch, I didn't give it my whole fucking life. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, my whole fucking life ain't long enough. How much? How much? I can't get no more longer than that. I can't do no more time than I did. That's like telling somebody uh, that stole a stick of gum in 1900 when it was like a serious offense and spoke to a white woman because they were Indian, and they got sentenced to 50 years. And then at the end of the 50 years, they're supposed to get released on the 51st year. And or at the end of the 50 years, rather, on year 50, at the end of that year, they're supposed to get released. And then the warden's like, "Oh, I don't think you've done enough time." The fuck you mean I haven't done enough time? I done half my fucking life, if that you could even call it that. So my point is, the amount analogy might be terrible, but the point remains the same. It's that don't say ignorant shit because you think it sounds like doctor proper or whatever the fuck ever. You sound like an asshole, and you sound inconsiderate, and you sound like just some motherfucker that just came off the street that's just like, oh, They're fucking homeless, I guess. I don't feel like you tried hard enough. And you don't even know their fucking background or nothing. Like, I don't even know how some of y'all get to be doctors. Y'all are so fucking ignorant. Like, lost in touch with reality. Like, there's a whole lot more that goes into it than being like there's a whole lot more than to being a coach than just calling the play or calling the timeout or making a substitution. Like, I'm a lifelong Spurs fan, and Coach Pop is a perfect example. He actually goes to players' houses. He has dinner with our whole team, and even if you're on another team and you get traded or you retire, you're always a Spur. You're always welcome in San Antonio. You're always welcome in Coach Pop's circle. You know, that's a real coach. But name me one other coach that does that? Like right now in the NBA. I'm talking about the NBA just because it's what I can think of. But name me one other coach in the NBA that does that. You probably can't name one except Coach Pop. I'm just proving a point that we have a whole bunch of people that think they're Coach Pop that are doctors and they're not. They're just fucking high school wannabes thinking that they know what they're doing and they don't have a fucking clue because they ain't never experienced nothing. They ain't been through it, you know. And um, book smart will get you paid. Street smart will save your life, right? Because it's the educated motherfuckers that get all scared and shit when they are in the hood. Where I'm from, I've been all over all types of places, all types of bad areas. Those are the motherfuckers that clench their pearls and they fucking grab their purse and they lock up like this and they hit the button on the fucking uh, lock button on the car and they roll up the window and they say that you got the phone ready because you don't know what the fuck you don't know that environment. You don't know those people. So if you don't know that environment, you don't know those people, how the fuck can you judge them? You can't. And if you do, you're an asshole. It's just that simple. The Bible says to never judge a book by its cover. And that's what a lot of y'all doctors are doing. So you know who you are, and if you're doing that, you need to check yourself. Because I've never really given a fuck what happens to me. Honestly, I don't. I'm a selfless person, so I don't think about like, oh, what's going to happen to me today. I'm thinking about, oh, what can I do for someone else today? That's just who I am. And and of course, my number one priority on as far as my responsibilities is my cats. But regardless of what happens to me, I'm gonna make sure they're okay. But um, if more doctors would care more about their checkbook or their pocketbook or their bank account or their promotion or their paper getting published or what their peers might think of or whatever or whoever the fuck's above them might say, you know, see, this is why it's hard to find good doctors. Because what happens? Hey, Becky, sign this. Becky, sign that. He threw up. He threw up. He threw up. He killed himself. He killed himself. He killed himself. She called out. But no, but she called back. She changed her mind. She wants to come in. This person hates you. This person sent you hate mail. This person sent you a letter that said, I loved you on the outside and I hate you on the inside. No pun intended. Um, I know you don't normally take families, but this family just their house is burned down in a fire and they're all messed up and they need some good mental health help. And I know you don't do that, but you were referred because there's that one time where you helped this other family and that did good and they referred you because of that. And so can you do it? So yeah, do you get jaded? Do you get tired? Is there a lot of chaos? Of course there is. But don't sign up for some shit that you can't handle. Just like motherfuckers that get married knowing that they can't handle it and then they want to fucking throw a fit or make a big deal about it when they got to pay alimony or pay child support when you're having kids that you don't fucking want or you can't take care of or you're not at that stage where you are able to ready to be a parent because you're in a fucking rush. You know, there's just so many things like this, and see, the at the end of the day, if you want to go all the way back to the most basic thing about what I'm saying in general is, you know, the Bible says put our trust in the Lord, not in the people. And unfortunately, we're kind of in a situation where we have to choose to either trust somebody or just kind of suffer the consequences, as in like, oh well, I might have cancer and I might need chemo, but shit, I might make it another year, I might not, but I know if I go to the hospital and get the chemo, I might live a little bit longer. So, you know, God does put people on our path to help us and does to help the sick and stuff like that. But just because that's available, it's not so easy to discern all the time who's a good doctor and who isn't. Um, and so that's why the show like The Good Doctor, I think it's called, is like insulting because it's like, no, everybody ain't a good doctor. Everybody ain't a good lawyer. Most lawyers are fucking liars. I've had three fucking lawyers that are supposed to help me get disability, two or three, no, two, and they both lied and didn't do what they say they were gonna do. And now I have this one, and I'm just hoping that I don't get evicted before I can get my unemployment and get my disability cleared or approved. But hopefully on the 16th, when I go for my disability hearing, I'll know. I guess that doctor might tell me, or I don't know how that works, but Lord knows my biggest fear is coming this far only to fail. And it's just lately, this last year or so, stuff's been getting so close to the cutting edge that, and I'm confused. I don't know if the Lord is testing me or if the devil is trying to dissuade me or whatever. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't really have too much more energy than to pray and try to not be in too much pain so I can at least take care of the cats. That's about all the energy I got. Anything beyond that is taxing to where it'll drain me real quick and then I just can't function. I can't even get up. So the fact I'm even able to get up at this point is only by the grace of God. But losing everything I worked for and suffered for, it's like I suffered in vain, and that's not a good feeling. Nobody wants to feel like that. But in my case, uh, the only thing I can say is just have God play a movie in my life for you. Get what I'm saying. But I don't have. It would take me years and years to try to sit here and explain it. But I'd have to explain it in person. Explaining it like this is not. It's not. That's not the type of thing that is done justice by done over the internet. But that's not reality or whatever. So this is as good as it's gonna get. But um, you know, God's will be done. But if it don't work out, then I know in my heart and my soul I tried. You know, and that doctor, the last doctor I saw, um, like the first doctor I saw, I've only seen her twice in my whole life. Don't even know who the fuck she was. Why I got assigned to her? Nothing. And the way she talks to you is like really like you're a fucking 10-year old when I'm 34. and she's not from America, so there can be times where you have a doctor that culturally, as doctors from there where they are versus in America, there can be a cultural difference in like bedside manner, or approach, or like how they would handle a medical situation when it comes to mental health. So there can be that there, but there was like zero chemistry or connection or understanding on from her side like whatsoever. It was totally transactional, totally just, oh, how do you feel? Let's do that. Let's do this. Just no like human emotion, empathy type thing at all. No like, oh, your dad almost, you saw, how did it feel when your dad was beating the hell out of your mom, beating her to death and hitting her like John Jones and standing above a dude and uh, throwing haymakers above him. And he's 6'4" and she's 5'9", and he was 350 pounds, you know? And he didn't stop hitting her until you said, hey, stop hitting my mom. Then he looked at me and then he lunged at me and cocked his arm back and said, hey, do you want some too? No, but see, y'all motherfuckers don't ask shit like that, right? It's just I have anxiety. I'm just depressed. Like, bitch, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's a goddamn insult to what I've been through. And it's an insult to my mom's name. And so you wonder why when people lose their shit when they're when they're visiting the psychiatrist or whatever, it's because you're saying some out of pocket shit and you're insulting us and you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Why don't you know what you're talking about? Because you didn't fucking ask. I don't even like mentioning that shit because I get so upset because I have to relive it again. And if you know anything, you know how much I love my mom. But like I said, I've given them 7 years, and uh, they never were like, oh, back on May 2 of 20, we saw that this was an issue where you saw your mom overdose, and how is that affecting you now? From a 1 to 10, how's your anxiety? Okay, you know what? Now you're asking the right questions. Now you're being the doctor. But if every fucking time somebody comes in there and they say, how's your anxiety? Okay, let's do hydroxyzine. How's your ADHD? Okay, let's do Concerta. How's your depression? Okay, let's do Wellbutrin. Okay, I'll see you in 2 months. Hope you don't kill yourself. You might as well say that because you ain't doing no doctor work. You're just a fucking pill pusher. Motherfucker, I can push a pill. I don't need a fucking 10-year understudy to fucking write my name on a piece of paper that says I'm a doctor and push some fucking pills. I can do that. And I got a learning disability. I'm one of the slowest motherfuckers out there. So if I can do that on my damn own, why the fuck do I need you to do that if you ain't doing no better than me? I really hope some of y'all doctors are watching this. I really do. I really do. I'm not talking about the bad ones. I mean, I'm not talking about the good ones. You know who you are. I'm talking about the bad ones. The bad ones, you know who you are. You need to do better because you're fucking with somebody's life. You're dealing with somebody's life every time you see this person, whether it's blood pressure or bipolar. I have both. But I just wanted to say that I walked out and um, the most recent, the new chick, and then at first, and when I sat down, I said, "I'm glad I'll be able to have hour visits," and she said, "Oh no, it'll just be this one time." Y'all motherfuckers don't give a fuck about none of us. I literally just told you, like, this is what I need for me to do my best to live on Earth. I'm just painting the picture for not me, but just every patient. Because this shit that I'm going through right now is taking years off my life. It's taking years off my life. Unaddressed mental health stuff will take years off your fucking life. Trust me. You can feel it. It's sucking your life force out. It's soul sucking, is what it is. And um, so then there was that. And then I said, I saw this doctor last time. I never seen her. She doesn't know me. I don't know her. She didn't ask any type of probing or personal questions. It was all transactional. And I know y'all are smart. You go to school for what you do. But being academically smart and street smart, but also on a separate note, actually getting to know a patient on the personal level, if you're not asking those personal probing questions, you're not going to build any rapport and you're not ever really going to be able to help somebody. It's the same reason why kids drop out of school is because you try to tell them, oh, just study harder and you'll do better. I know you can do it. That's some shit that like a fucking motherfucker from the 1800s would say, you know? Uh, like when there wasn't really no problems in the world like that, where it was just like 10 people and yeah, of course you could study harder because you got 6 people in a class in a little fucking 4x4 hut and everybody gets along. And so, yeah, little Billy, he's a little fucking slow. He just needs a little bit more time. So he studies an extra day each week. And then by the end of the month, he gets an A. Like, okay, good job, fucking Billy. It ain't like that no more. Now you need a teacher like Michelle Pfeiffer from Dangerous Minds, where she actually goes into the gutter, she goes into the struggle. But see, y'all motherfuckers don't do that, do you? You want to be stuck in the 1800s with the Little Miss Prairie ass looking motherfucking teachers. All right. Anyways, um, and so I was saying, she was doing all these different changes with my medicine and this and that, and she don't even know me, and I didn't even ask to see her. I've never asked to be changed, and I said, y'all never explained why y'all wanted to keep changing me around. Like I'm really kind of thinking about filing a lawsuit against them for malpractice because it's like gross mismanagement. Oh, and by the way, I sent her the doctor that changed all this stuff a message. Then I sent her another message, and then after that, I get this letter, and it says, "Oh, the doctor won't be able to see you for this visit. We need to reschedule." How fucking convenient. So when you fuck something up, you make excuses and say, "Oh, I'm busy," whatever, because you don't want to deal with something that you were the problem of when everything was fine before, right? That's the type of shit that they're putting me through, people. Shit that I don't need. My brain is all fucked up. I'm missing parts of my fucking brain and muscles and shit in there. That's what I need to be worrying about, right? And I can't even do that because I'm stuck with fucking stupid ass people. These people, I'm stuck with people that are stuck on stupid. And this bitch has the fucking audacity to fucking sit here and tell me that, oh, I just feel like you're giving up too early. Because I said, if y'all can get my medication back how it was and things like that and have the same doctor, that's all I'm asking for. And I don't ever ask them for anything, ever. Any medication that I've been on, it's been they've looked at it over time and they've gradually put me on stuff. And so that's how it's happened. And so then it just got to the point where I was like, okay, y'all are fucking just illiterate, grossly. I mean, y'all, it seems like y'all motherfuckers just graduated last week because you don't have a fucking clue how to do your job. Just totally incompetent, you know. And then I didn't say it, but when she said that ignorant ass shit, I thought it. She was like, "Oh, you know, I feel like you're giving up too early." And then I thought about it earlier or later, and I was like, you know, if I was giving up too early, I just would have taken this, right? See, I would have taken that and blown my fucking head off. But I'm not doing that. I don't have no desire for that. None of that at all. And but see, this is coming from some random ass chick I just fucking met 2 minutes ago. You don't fucking know me, lady. I don't know you. I can barely remember your fucking name when I leave here, if I remember your name. I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm just saying the situation is a bitch. I'm saying it out of frustration and out of my suffering from my own personal self. I may not always say shit the right way, but trust me, if you were feeling how I was feeling, you probably would have done a whole lot. You probably would have been fucking in there like Macho Man and Hulk Hogan when he thought that Hulk was trying to take Miss Elizabeth. You would have been in there fucking berserking. Okay, so give me a fucking break. Yeah, all right. But um, so I said all that to say that if you have a similar experience playing merry-go-round trying to find a good doctor, uh, I feel what you're going through, and you got my support. But the same day that I just said, let's go on and discharge me as a patient. I'm done talking to y'all. Y'all are incompetent. And and a real doctor would be like, oh well, hold on, let's see if there's something we can do. None of that, right? They just don't give a fuck there. So fuck UofL Health as far as the mental health goes. The other the other the other. Now we do have some of the best doctors in the world, but uh, I've given them 7 years at the mental health and uh, to try to get it, you know, proper. And I told them two things when I got there. I said, I know that y'all can't really help me too much, but if I can at least feel 50% good for the day, that's good. That's 50% is a good day for me. And with what I had, I was really at about like 60% or so most days, which is really good for me. So I don't even need to be nowhere near feeling 100% good, like brain chemically wise. 50% is where I need to be at. Because when I drop in 50% and lower, that's when shit gets like hard. Shit gets real quick. But and then I said I'm not trying to make it a contest or nothing, but I'm definitely easily in the somewhere in the top 10, if not like in the top 5, maybe number one. I don't know for the most worst off people. And I guess maybe in hindsight, saying that like, oh fuck, I don't want to deal with this person because it's gonna be too hard for me. I'm gonna have to work too fucking hard. God forbid us having to work too fucking hard. You know. And the funny thing is, you take a Hippocratic oath to take care of the patient. And if a patient says, "Hey, I need a ketamine instead of morphine because morphine does nothing for my pain, and I could potentially get worse or die, or have an organ fail or something or whatever, because I have the wrong medication," you know, and you give them morphine anyway. How ignorant do you have to be to not understand English or to understand what somebody's saying? Like, as long as you speak the language, you should understand what they're saying, right? And so it's just like that's what I'm talking about with that disconnect. It's like we're talking to y'all, but you ain't hearing us. It's just like Charlie Brown. I'm talking, but it's wah, 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 depressed. Okay, well, Butrin, see you next week. What was the fucking point of me coming here? I might as well just fucking hung out with Jack Daniel Jack Daniels. Yeah, him. I should have just been rocking it with him every fucking day because it's a much better option than what the fuck you're offering, which is nothing. No, I'm not encouraging drinking, being an alcoholic. I'm just making a point that that's how it feels like when you make all that effort to come in and have to relive all this shit again with a complete stranger in everything and trust them with that something as personal as it can get. That's not a good feeling when you're not heard, and you know you're not heard, and you know you're not crazy. But anyway, so as soon as I left there, I called my primary care and they got me a referral to a different mental health place. You know, I have a well, I have somebody that's extremely close to me, and they are a veteran, and we were talking the other day, and he was just saying we were reflecting on stuff, and he was just like, for somebody your age, you got the most fucking problems of anybody I've ever known, and I'm shocked that you're still alive. Now, this is a fucking American soldier. Shout out to my fucking American soldiers. Shout out to my veterans. Shout out to my veterans' families, the women, the children, the men, everybody that serves. Because it's not just the veteran that's out. It's not just the veteran on the in the field at war or on reserve. It's also the families that serve also. So I want to send a big fucking shout out to the United States of American military. Um, I love y'all. I pray for y'all, and we wouldn't have what we have without y'all, man. Otherwise, fucking Hitler or uh, well, yeah, Hitler would have been done killed all of us, so we wouldn't even be talking right now. But uh, so for a soldier that's been in the worst shit ever, way worse than anything I've even been through. Just because sometimes you can think that you know what a soldier goes through, but the only way you can know, like I said, just the same thing with this doctor. These doctors, only way you can know is if you've been there. And personally, I feel like if a veteran has a mental health help from people that are licensed professionals that are also former veterans, that's awesome. Then we can start reducing the suicide rates in our soldiers. You know, sorry. It's just upsetting that we lose our people like that, man. You know, they go through all they go through, and then they come home, and it just hurts too bad, man. And I mean, we're all God's children. I'm not trying to make it sound like anybody's life is more important than any others, but at the same time, I am a as proud as American as you can get, and I'm extremely patriotic, and I'll support my country and my countrymen however I could, and I would be serving. But I have too many mental health and physical health problems. That's why when the Marines tried to recruit me when I was 18, I went home and talked to my mom about it, and never dawned upon me until just now. If my mom was probably thinking like, "Oh no, not my babies. I'm not sending my baby out there." But I would have went because I told them I wanted to sign up when they asked me because I had a tank top like on this, and I've always been in excellent shape because I play basketball 7 times a week, 5 to 7 times a week, usually all day or at least half days. But since my wreck, I haven't been able to play basketball in like 8 years or so, like 8 years, which that's really fucked up my mental health too because that's my main outlet. It's always been basketball. So when I say I love my Spurs, like that's love, man. That's real. I wouldn't be here without the Spurs, you know. So it's like When they won a championship, I won a championship because all the adversity you got to go through in a season, no matter what sport it is, injuries, um, bad calls, uh, all types of things, pandemics or illness, people dying, all types of stuff, people cheating, getting divorced. And there's a lot that goes on. And it's like, I remember when I was, I think 14, we won in '03 against the, no, I think it was '05 we played the Pistons. So I would have been like 15 or 16. And we beat the Pistons. It was either the Pistons or the Nets, I can't remember. It was '03, that's when we moved to Marietta, Georgia, so I think that was actually the Nets. But it was just me, and I was watching in the workout room in the apartment complex at night because there was cable there. I didn't have cable in the house at the time, or at that point. But uh, I watched the whole game there, and we won. And as soon as we won, I ran out the whole complex running around, screaming, "We're champions! We're champions! We won! We won!" At that point, that was our second of 5 championships. It's '99, '03, '05, '07, and '14 was our championships. But, um, that means everything to somebody like me. That gives you something to believe in and something to keep you going and something to keep your mind off of bad stuff. And the same way I can recall that, like it was yesterday, it's the same thing with the bad things. And that's just, I have thousands. And, just like with our soldiers when they come back from war, the bad things that happen to you in life, it's not stuff you can't just turn it off. It's just that the soldier stuff is so much more worse than our stuff for a civilian that it could be the case that maybe even the veterans' families are having a hard time understanding. It's just terrible all around, man. So, if you see a veteran somewhere, especially an elderly veteran that's injured or maimed or hurt or crippled or whatever, you know, you can stop what you're doing and help them. Definitely help them always. Always do. Look them in the eye and shake their hand and, try not to be like me and cry all the time, but just tell them that you thank them for their service and what they did because you don't know. They're missing, Christmas and Thanksgiving and 4th of July and kids being born and first birthday and 16th birthday and graduation and weddings and all these things. That ain't stuff you can get back, man. Us that are the body of the Christ and that are uh, believers and everything, we'll be with the Lord, and it'll be, in the end, the Lord's already claimed the victory, but, the easy part's being in heaven, the hard part is being down here. And, so just stay close to the Lord regardless. And, but yeah, I just wanted to say that, I just want to say that, I'll call him tomorrow actually, or later today. Or so it's 7 now, it's about to be 8. Yeah, I'll call him tomorrow, or today rather, to get the number of where they refer me to, so I can call them, so I can get an appointment. Um, so as soon as I have that appointment with them set up, I'll let you know. And then the disability lady called me yesterday and left a voicemail to confirm my appointment for the 16th. And then I'll check my. I think it's on here. Hold on, my unemployment. See, I need. I've been trying to take this medicine forever, and I keep forgetting to do it. Hold on. Let me. Hold on a second. I know that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But it's like the longer this shit goes on with my finances, it's just like I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack or some shit. What about you? I only got so much. I only got so much strength in me, man. There ain't no Supermans in this world flying around, except the ones in the comic books. But here, hold on a second. I'm trying to. I think I got it on the thing here. The date to request your unemployment benefit payment is Friday, January 12th, 2024. I'm going to show y'all this so you know I'm not lying. I mean, y'all know I'm not lying, but I just don't want to have my address and name on there. But this is a screenshot of it. I filed it on 12/30. But you can see it says right there, date to request your employment benefit payment is Friday, January 12th. So that's in 2 days. So yeah, uh, hoping the new mental health place will be better. Won't be so institutionalized. You know, the ironic thing is that the problems that the mental health care system has is the same problems the prisons have, because if somebody goes in at 20 years old and is in their horrible ways at 20 years old and they get out at 30 and they're the same way, but yet you say that we've rehabilitated this person, we've helped make them better, to help them learn the error of their ways, to find the Lord, all these things. The most important thing is find the Lord anywhere, but a lot of people find the Lord in prison, of course. But uh, so stop patronizing and insulting people's walk with God just because of what they've done, regardless of what it is. Because that's their walk. That's not your walk. It's not my walk. I watched something about Richard Kuklinski, the ice. I watched the movie The Iceman about Richard Kuklinski, the mob hitman serial killer, and I should be like him, but I'm not, because that's like I said, from a very young age, I've had the blessing of discernment, and even though the devil was beating me down with all these demons and all this temptation and all this rage and wrath and retribution and all these things, the Holy Spirit guided me into the light instead of into the dark. But um, you'd have to read his story, but basically Richard was extremely severely abused, like I was, by his dad his entire life until his dad was gone, basically. And it was so bad. He said the only regret in his life he had was that he didn't kill his dad. And that's just not something most people can relate to. Because it's not the reason they can't relate to it because it's not normal. Yeah, we can all relate to being hungry. We can all relate to wanting something to drink. We can all relate to needing to go to sleep. That's basic stuff. Everybody does. You know. Or like me when my dad grabbed me by my shirt one time and threw me against the wall and I blacked out. Threw me like a baseball pitch. I don't know. There's might be one of y'all out of 1,000 that can relate to that, right? It's not trying to make it a contest. This is understanding the context. And context is so important because context is everything. You know, if I say I hate N words and you don't know the context, you're like, oh, he hates black people. But actually, what I was saying was taken out of context. The context was we were talking about the letter that I hate the most, and the letter I hate the most is the N word. So I hate N words. Like it's literal. It's got nothing to do with race, right? But all of society now just trigger label, trigger label, trigger label, and um, when you have the label is the devil designs a label to trigger somebody to, and the trigger is designed to take credit away from God and His grace and His mercy and the work that was done on the cross by Jesus. You know, it's a the ultimate distraction tool, and it's so easy and it's so effective, and it just sets man against man. You know, um, but you know the same way that there's Richard Kuklinskis out there that turn out to do terrible things. There's people like me that despite everything, are still rocking with the Lord, of course, no questions asked, and still trying to do the noble thing. If shit don't work out and I'm homeless in the street and I got to give up my cats, then that's just what it is. And I'll just freeze in the street. I ain't saying I'm gonna kill myself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not gonna shoot myself or nothing like that. I'm not gonna kill myself. But the reality is that without money to have gas in your car, you're gonna freeze to death in the winter. It's winter in Kentucky. It's not a fucking joke. It's bad, and it's going to get bad like it is now. Probably, I think, for a lot of people. And when you're forced to live in real gangster shit from a young age, when shit gets real fast, you learn to accept the good and the bad for what it is, and to not be delusional or not be uh, living in a fallacy. You know, you put a cup of water in the freezer, and if it takes too long before you take it out, by the time you get it out, it's gonna be all the way frozen. We ain't designed to be frozen. We're designed to be warm. But like I said, whatever, regardless of what happens to me, I'm gonna make sure the cats are okay. I'm hoping that the Lord's got another ace up his sleeve, but like a month or 2 months ago, I think, I had 5 days to pay my rent, and the lady
or somebody had donated the money 5 days before I was gonna be homeless, and I got it like a Monday, and it was due on a Tuesday. This is what I'm saying when I'm like I'm losing my mind, like my nerves. I don't have no nerves no more. Like I'm like that dude Frank from Hellraiser when he's trying to get a new body and get new skin. Like I have no skin. I'm like all raw nerves and tissue and everything. That's how raw my brain and my mental health is. Like everything that I've had has been stripped down, and I can't keep acting like I've got this unendless resolve of fucking power and strength and Goku hyperbolic time chamber, time to power up, and Wolverine get beat up and come back stronger, adamantite body armor shit going on. Because I don't. I'm a fucking human being. I'm a man. I'm one man. And not only that, my body's breaking down. And not only that, I've got the worst pain that you can have, which I haven't even really mentioned the pain at all. But that's all I wanted to say, man. I love you guys. Stay with the Lord. Um, if you're watching this and you haven't seen my channel before, I have videos that are all over the place, but I'm always saying some real shit. Sometimes I say funny shit. I try to, if if I could actually get actually to a point where I don't have to worry about finances all the time or something like that, then yeah, most of my videos probably would be a little bit more lighthearted. But shit's just dark right now, man, and it's not looking that great. And um, I'm more than grateful for everything that y'all have done for me, and commenting, liking, donating, sharing, all those things. Um, it's just overall, my life is just overwhelming. Is not even the right word. Hi, Eno. What you doing, Jokey J? Don't you chew on that cord? No, don't you do that. What you doing in my mouth? Hmm. You know, my cats are all I have, and the thought of losing them is the worst feeling in the world, and that alone would break any person to lose the last thing they have. Happens all the time. When someone says this is all I have left, you should take that real fucking serious. And I mean, the Lord is always with us. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you know, we all have our own type of animals that we love. Some of us love cats, some of us love dogs, some of us is fish, birds, whatever. Um, you know, but I've been really sick. I've slept about a day and a half straight, and every time I woke up, they were right there by me. Weren't you know? Cause him love him, daddy. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. Yeah, daddy always loved you. I know. That's a baby. Cleaning up your tux. Him a good baby. I don't know where Harley is. I was gonna show y'all baby girl, but she's somewhere. See, now I'd have no fucking energy now. I'm totally fucked the rest of the day because I got too upset. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go lay down. Alright.